Hi everybody, it is the 22nd of January 2019 and Vikendi for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has dropped officially for PlayStation 4 and Xbox, so you've probably had about a 4GB update to download today. So I thought what I'd do is, while there's some Vikendi gameplay playing in the background, I'd read through the patch notes for you to get you up to date with all the different changes that they've put in with this new patch. So, starting right at the top, quality of life minimap. Players can now further magnify the minimap. So what happens is, if you press and hold the touchpad in the middle of your PlayStation controller, the minimap in the bottom right corner boop, will get bigger. And you press and hold, and it will get smaller to the size you see on the screen now. If you tap it, that brings up, the big map. But it's press and hold. Next up, player order consistency. Player order between lobby and in-game is now consistent, so the players will have fixed numbers and colours based on lobby order when they enter a game. This is basically so, when you're playing squads and duos, you get the 1, 2, 3, 4 and you have the colours. They'll stay the same. In first person perspective, you can now choose your field of view. So if you go into the options, you'll see, I think it's under graphics, you'll see field of view. The default is 90 degrees, but you can make it bigger so that you have more of the screen in front of you. Now, just bear in mind that although this will enable you to have better peripheral vision, it will have a performance impact on the game because your PlayStation 4 is having to render more of the map in front of you. So have a play around with it, see what you think. First person perspective is available now as an option when you go into the game select. It's a bit complicated to do, but basically what you do is you dive in and you'll see, but you go into play and you can select either Vikendi or all the other maps, and then you can select like solos, duos, squads, and at the top there's a toggle for first person perspective and third person, and that is now on. Onwards, so new map Vikendi. Vikendi gameplay. Vikendi is a 6x6 kilometers map. The gameplay of Vikendi is quicker than Erangel and Miramar, but offers an arguably more tactical experience than Sanhok. Players can throw snowballs while waiting to board the plane in the starting area. Vehicles will be more slippery in snow or icy areas. Acceleration on icy terrain is slow, and you lose more general vehicle control as you speed up. Footprints and vehicle tracks will appear as players travel in snow-covered areas, and that snow area is not just ice. It's got to be like what I'm running on now. If you look behind, you would see footprints in the snow. Keep an eye out. These are a great help to identify if enemies have passed by recently. Keep in mind that footprints and tracks in the snow don't stay around forever. That's true. It's really funny when you see some footprints and you go, "Whoa, someone's been here." Red zone. Now this is a bit of a change now. The centre of the red zone spawns outside of the play zone. And the smaller the play zone, the smaller the red zone. So we're not going to have red zones appearing in the middle of the map. Now they're not clear whether this is just Vikendi or not. It might just be Vikendi. And the idea is you just have the red zone around the circle, the edge of the circle, kind of forcing players in. I think it might just refer to Vikendi, that. Blue zone. The first circle of every game is much smaller than other maps, but subsequent circle sizes change less drastically. This facilitates more blue zone variety and unique experiences. Similar strategies work on Vikendi to Erangel and Miramar for the first 3 phases, but the zones will close slower starting from phase 4, similar to Sanhok. We feel this leads to a good balance between strategy and gunplay throughout the duration of each map. Yeah, and I can ascertain to that in the 2 games I've played this evening, and also playing on the public test server. When you get to the final circles, the blue moves in incredibly slowly, so don't move too early. You don't have to worry about getting caught in the blue. You can run ahead of the blue and get good positioning. Item spawn balance. The overall item spawn rate is at a midpoint between our maps, offering a unique place between the spawn rates of Erangel and Sanhok. Level 3 helmets spawn in the world. Level 3 vests spawn more often than other maps. Smoke grenades are spawned at a higher rate compared to other throwables. That may be true, but in the games I played tonight, I didn't get any level 3 helmets or level 3 vests. There still seem to be an awful lot of SMGs. I did find a Kar 98 in my first game. Sights are a little bit harder to come by though. I could only come across, I think, 3 times sight, and I got a 4-time sight off someone I killed. Now they've added the Survivor Pass Vikendi. So the Survivor Pass is going to last for 10 weeks. Players have opportunity to complete missions and receive rewards throughout the duration of the pass. And I recommend you have a look at the pass. There's lots of the cosmetics seem like they've got a little bit better, and there's 2 types of passes available. The Survivor Pass Vikendi, which everybody gets, and the Premium Pass, which you have to pay for, and you go to the shop. Now, if you pre-ordered on PlayStation and you bought the Survivor Pass version, the Vikendi Pass version, when you press the big button in the middle of your controller to get into the Survivor Pass listing, I think it says upgrade to premium at the bottom on the triangle. You press that takes you to the shop, and then scroll right and you'll see Premium Pass, and it'll be 0, and you can just get that because you've already bought it, and that means you then have access to those missions as well. So basically the way it works is everybody who has PUBG can earn XP to earn things on the path up to from the Survivor Pass by completing missions. It's just that what you get, it changes whether you've paid or not. So if you've paid, you get access to different cosmetics. There are 5 mission types available to complete. Daily missions, 3 missions will be provided every day. You swap out to 1 missions per day. These are all very similar to the ones we've had recently on this kind of Survivor leveling up thing. Weekly missions, 10 missions will be available every week, and you can view the missions for specific weeks. Premium Pass holders can complete up to 10 missions per week, and all players with Survivor Pass can complete up to 4 missions. There's beginner missions, easy missions which are provided for beginner players, and they look pretty cool actually. They're things like drop into Pachinki and get a kill. There's lots of rubbish missions though, like fully stop a vehicle inside the red zone. I mean, come on, did we really need to see that? And then we have premium missions. All players can complete these missions, but only players who have the premium pass can claim rewards after completion. Challenge missions. These are special missions provided for players who've completed all their weekly missions in a specific week. It contains more challenging and advanced missions. All players can complete challenge missions, but only players who have the premium pass can claim rewards after completion. So what they're saying is you will get the XP for doing the missions, and that will take you up the Survivor Pass ladder, if you like, level 1, level 2, level 3. And what you'll find is, we're probably going to talk about it in a second, but if you paid for the premium pass, you'll get the different trousers and different gun skins and stuff like that. On the top level though, there's lots of coupons. And when you earn these coupons, there's a shop that you can go into to spend those coupons on cosmetics. You can view your current mission list in game by pressing L1. Yeah, when you're parachuting in, when you're in the plane to start off with, you can press L1 and you can see everything that's there. You can also check the mission list prior to jumping out the plane, which I just said about. Added the coupon system in the Survivor Pass Vikendi. You can claim coupons, blue, yellow and white, each level by completing challenge missions, which you can then use to unlock exclusive items in the coupon shop. Coupons are only available during the Survivor Pass period. The existing supply system will be integrated with the Survivor Pass Vikendi on January the 22nd. So this is what we've been working for over the past couple of months. We have integrated the existing Survivor rewards system into Survivor Pass Vikendi. Excuse me. Supply system will be available in the Survival Pass menu. Existing Survivor reward system will be closed on January 22nd, and all existing supply missions and levels will be reset. Make sure to click claim and drop in supply to redeem rewards before the system is closed. Right. I don't think that's there. I think it's closed now. We're going to be getting the Scorpion. The Scorpion is a really cool sidearm, so you can use it instead of a pistol. It's going to be on all maps, single, auto and full fire. 9mm ammo, can have 20 bullets standard, 40 with an extended magazine. You can stick a red dot on it, a suppressor, a vertical foregrip, half grip, laser grip, light grip, laser sight, and the stock for the Uzi. And only the extended magazine. Very powerful sidearm. If you were running like a sniper and assault rifle combination, in effect you can carry an Uzi with you as well with this thing. And it's very powerful up close, so I'd definitely recommend picking up and giving it a go. New weapon, the G36C. This is a 5.56 assault rifle that only appears on Vikendi. Very powerful. Basically, I think it's really a replacement for the Scar. and it has lower and upper rail for attachments, but you cannot attach a stock. We've got the snowmobile. The snowmobile only spawns on Vikendi, as you'd expect, seats 2 players and performs much better than other vehicles on snow and ice, but is more difficult to drive on other terrain. Apologies for the gameplay in the background. I was waiting for someone to come through that door, but they don't come through that door. I can hear them walking around upstairs in the house, and then at some point they leave the house and I don't hear them and they bugger off. Meanwhile, I'm just standing there like a lemon, ready to shoot them. So, bit boring gameplay. Region renewal, season and rank leaderboard. The server and region will now be decided automatically depending on the player's local region. So no longer you can, if it thinks you're in NA, you'll be on an A server. If it thinks you're in EU, you're going to be put on an EU server. So there's no practicing. What I used to do, for example, if I wanted to practice solos and do stuff that might affect my rank, say dropping hot, I would jump over to the NA servers, so it wouldn't affect my ranking, but you can't do that anymore. If you group with a player from another region, matchmaking will automatically decide the best region to play on. We now have the survival title system, which has been added. Now, if you go down to season, you'll see they've gone more into the stats of what's going on. We've still got the leaderboard, which has been reset. It's gone back to 0 now, as well. And the idea with this is, as you play and you get battle points, or I think it's done off battle points for lasting so long in games, coming in at a certain rank and killing so many people. You get those points, and they go towards a title that you're then given, like beginner, novice, experienced, skilled and specialist, as you're playing through this first season. As you get those points, though, unlike in the leaderboard where you can go up and down, you can be in the top whatever percent and then you can get in the top 1000. With this, once you've got the novice badge, if you like, you can't lose that badge. If you don't carry on playing, you'll still be a novice at the end of the season. However, once you get to Survivor and then Lone Survivor, that's then when you're in the top 1000 players on your particular server, say third person's perspective EU. And at that point you can lose that title of Lone Survivor, which by the way appears, when you're going into a match and you're standing there, you have the kind of the Lone Survivor thing. Now the whole point of this is that when the season finishes, you then get rewards, cosmetics, based on where you finished, and also obviously be able to claim the kudos of being in the top 1000 of the game. I will probably do a little separate video about the Survivor title system, just kind of showing you what it is. Map selection. So if you haven't been into the game already, you won't have seen this, but basically now at the moment they've changed the way that you can choose the maps. So you can, when you go into it's a bit tricky, it's a bit confusing, to be honest. What you do is you don't click on play to start off with. So if you click on play, it'll take you into whatever you've selected in terms of quick play. But if you go to the option below play where it says quick join, that will then take you into the map selection screen, and then you can click on Vikendi or the others, or you can click on quick join and that will just take you to whichever game mode's there the quickest. But say you just click on Vikendi, you can then go over to the left and click on solo, duo, squad or one-man squad, and then you can also toggle it to third person or first person's perspective. You then come out of that and then you press play, and then that will take you into your choices. So it's a bit long-winded. I don't know why there isn't a play option in the game mode select screen, but there isn't. So watch out for that. You might get sucked into games that you didn't really want to. Play menu UI renewal. Improve the map and game mode select interface. I'm not sure whether they've improved it that much. It's different. Additional queuing information. Alright, yeah, so now they also tell you how long it's going to take to get into, well, probably get into a game. I had a couple of times though where I had to quit out and come back in again. If the matching pool in your region has sufficient players for healthy matchmaking, the expected wait time will be displayed for the selected match type. When the matching pool in your region doesn't have enough players for healthy matchmaking, an accurate estimating waiting time cannot be provided, and the number of players currently queuing will be displayed instead. When the concurrent player count for region is too low to start games consistently in a particular mode, those players will be redirected to their next closest region instead. A message will alert players when this is happening and to expect higher ping than local servers. Yeah, see, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. You know, I don't mind if it's going to take me 5 minutes to get a game of first-person perspective solo in the EU. That's fine. Don't put me in a North American server where, you know, there's going to be loads of lag and latency. Moving on though, gameplay. They've decreased the recoil of the P18C pistol. Don't use it anyway. Added the auto reload option. Oh yeah, this is really cool actually. When enabled, you will reload weapons automatically when you try to fire when your magazines are empty. Yes, so this is set off, so go into the options and change it to on. That way, as soon as you run out of ammo, your character will reload. The maximum number of forward running sensitivity has changed from 50 to 100. The maximum value would stay the same, so if your forward running sensitivity was 10 before, it will change to 20. This is to have a more specific value. Improve the sound settings in the options. The sound settings are now separated into master volume, FX volume, UI volume and music volume. Parachute system overhaul. Now this is pretty cool actually, the parachute system. Now what happens is when you jump out of the plane, there's some different sounds that happen, but if you tap down on the L stick, you start diving down straight away. You know, no bother, you don't have to worry about pushing forward on both the sticks. Turning speed is now much faster and has increased control responsiveness and precision, and you'll see that. There's new animation. Pulling the L stick backwards lets you glide when you want to travel a long distance, like it always did. You can now cut the parachute when relatively close to the ground by pressing O while still moving through the air, so you don't have to wait till you hit the ground. This can be used strategically to get you to drop point faster, but be careful as you can take damage if you drop too far. And if you drop too fast or too far, your character will roll and you won't have any control about them. Colliding with buildings or objects while parachuting will not automatically cut your parachute. Be careful. The parachute no longer disappears instantly after landing. It kind of stays there for a couple of seconds. Improve the character animations used in the air. I'd agree with that. It looks a lot better now. Character movements are much more fluid and have improved to be more realistic. Improved blood hit effects. Improve the visuals of blood particles when players are shot. Improve the visuals of blood effects that appear on the screen when shot by the players. Yeah, and when you're in the blue as well, you get this splodges of red on the screen. I think I preferred it the old way when you're in the blue. Slightly decrease the number of shots possible to fire per second with the M16. The reason for this change was due to the fire rate of burst mode for the M16 being unintentionally slower than single fire shot rapidly. We are planning to have a weapon balance patch in the first half of 2019. Please continue to share your feedback with us regarding weapon balance. I used the M16 in this game, and it's on single fire, and it is very good, nice and fast. Seemed okay though, so that was okay. In fact, I think I blat a guy in a second. You'll see it coming up. We are planning to have a weapon balance patch and then adjusted the sight position to be closer to the muzzle for some weapons. In a future update, we'll be adding a new attachment which will require this new sight position. So we've made the change in advance to help players adjust the change. I wonder if that's going to be the sight that changes, you know, so it'll have like an 8x sight that you can flick to like a 2x sight. That was in the trailer for Vikendi, you know, like a flick over sight. There is no change to weapon recoil, but weapon control may be perceived differently due to the slight location change. Players now receive damage from Molotovs that hit their vehicle, Molotovs that hit around the vehicle or when driven through, excuse me, an already exploded Molotov will not damage those inside. UI and UX. Player order consistency. Player order between the lobby and in-game is now consistent, so that players will have fixed numbers and colours based on lobby order. Controller guide can now be seen from the lobby from settings. The name of the player being watched while spectating teammates in observer view or killer spectating will now appear on the top left corner of the screen. Change the overall lobby theme to Vikendi. Blah 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 blah. Performance. Improve the client performance by optimizing the creation of character materials. Seems nice and smooth when I was playing. Improved optimization. Improved performance by mitigating an issue causing thin objects to flicker. Optimized particles in rainy weather. Adjusted the parachute and character sync rate depending on the distance to improve server performance. Improved the items and skins to look smoother on preview. Added characters, weapon skins and parachute preview. Optimized rendering methods on vegetation to improve performance. Optimize object creation to improve CPU performance. In the gameplay in the background, I don't really do much for the next 5 minutes. But there's actually a guy in that house behind me. I hear him in a second. I don't know why I didn't run out when I shot that other guy. And then there is loads and loads of bug fixes. I won't go through them all, but it seems like they've really, really gone after it and made the game more stable. And the 2 games I played tonight on Vikendi in the standard game seemed very good indeed. Yeah, nice and smooth. The map looks great. Gunplay felt good. I think we've got a winner here. Hints and tips, I guess, would be, as I said to start off with, remember in the later circles that blue comes in very, very slowly, and sometimes it's easy to commit yourself too early to moving. So when you're in a situation where you're on the edge of the circle and you've got to move to the next circle, and you think, oh god, right, the blue's moving now, I need to go, hang fire, especially if there's people around you and you want them to make the move first so you can hear them and see them. Don't worry, you can hang fire, you can move late, and that blue will move very, very slowly. But there we go, Vikendi, live on the PUBG full game. Looking forward to playing lots and lots of it. If you've got any questions or comments, put them in the box down below. If you enjoy the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. I'll put a link to the official show notes in the video description on YouTube as well. And I'll leave you with the gameplay now. I ended up coming second. I could have got the last guy, but I got a bit sweaty and decided to try and shoot at his knees rather than his chest and his head. But there we go. I'll settle for a second place in my second game on Vikendi. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.